Hello guys, this is Al from Open Source Channel. Welcome to a new episode on How-To, and today we're going to talk about uptime monitoring, just like Uptime Robot. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell icon and get notified every time I create a new video. So we are on GitHub for Uptime Kuma, and here you find all the information you need to get started. Don't forget all the links in the description below. This is the Uptime. It's not a clone, but it works exactly the same as Uptime Robot. We're going to install it on Docker, as I said, and this is the lines of code we're going to use, or the actual command we're going to use. I got a VM running, and this is the actual Docker, one of the containers I'm running for it. We are not going to use port here. Again, we're going to use the command line, and I'm going to log into the virtual machine here. This is running Ubuntu 21.04. It works with other version as well. So yeah, it shouldn't be any problems whatsoever. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to run apt-get update, make sure everything is up and running properly, and then apt-get upgrade, just in case I need to upgrade it, even though the update didn't show up that it needs anything to be upgraded. Alright, just opened the portainer, so I'm going to show you some of the application that is, I'm running on Docker. One of them is the file manager, for example. That's also accessible via the domain name, and I got many others anyway. But anyway, let's start the installation with Docker. And so I'm going to right click and I'm going to paste the first line of command, and I'm going to press enter. Once the volume has been created, I'm going to start the actual installation, and I'm going to leave it everything as is with the same port 3001. You make sure that this is the actual part that you want, or the path that you want to use. I'm going to use app and /data. Now I'm going to right click again and paste, and I'm going to press enter. The installation has started. It's going to start to download. Once the actual download has been completed, the installation should be done in no time at all. This also should be visible in Portainer once the installation has been completed. Now, if I refresh the page of Portainer, you will see that Uptime Kuma is started. Inspecting, everything looks okay. And also we're going to have a look at the container logs. And everything is okay. As you can see, it's listening on port 3001. Let's go back here. I'm going to click on the 3001. And as you can see, the installation in creating the admin account as initiated. I'm going to use admin and the password. Again, for the username, it depends what you're using for. Make sure you use always a strong username and password. Once it's been done, I'm going to click on create. And as you can see, we are up and running inside Uptime Kuma. It's a really, really nice piece of software that I'm going to go through with you in no time here. Right now, we're back to Portainer. I'm going to refresh. And as you can see, the Uptime Kuma is healthy and it works perfectly well. There is no stack because we created it outside Portainer. Let's go to the settings of Kuma now. Time zone is correct. I'm not allowing to index it. This is again, if you publish this live on on internet, you might want to index it. It's up to you. Indexing by the Google or any other search engine. Entry page is going to be the dashboard or status page. It depends if you do this for customer service. Primary base URL is going to be your URL. In this case, I'm going to use the IP on top. The appearance is going to be language English. Dark, again, it's up to you if you like the light or dark theme. And the theme heartbeat bar, which one at top, that's up to you really. This is not so much. Notification, we're going to go later on, and I'm going to show you how to integrate with the Discord. Monitor history, we done exactly the same as a standard, as default there. Security, you can do also two-factor authentication if needs to. Then we go back up and about. I'm going to save that to as it is now, and appearance also I'm going to leave it. Notification, as I said, is 380 days. Let's go to the dashboard, and this is the status page. This perhaps is something you want to give to customers. You want to publish. Say for example, you got a hosting company and you want to show them that the uptime of your server. So there is no monitors at the moment, and we're going to create new monitors now. Again, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Click on the bell icon and you get notified. Again, there are loads of information on how to update as well on the website. Again, all the links in the description below, and you also find this one also in the description, where it gives you different type of tags and so on and so forth. It depends what you want to do with it and how far you really want to take it. You can uninstall it, you can run on Ansible, whatever is up to you. This is just a normal simple installation. Now we're going to add a new monitor. I'm going to use HTTPS, but you can see TCP, ping, and so on and so forth. I'm going to use opensourcechannel.uk, and I'm going to see if it's up and running. So HTTPS, I'm going to paste it here. I'm going to give a friendly name. The heartbeat interval, I'm leaving the 60 seconds. Again, guys, you can do 1 minute. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. This demonstration 60 seconds escape. Sometimes you can go up to 1 minute or 2 minutes. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. 0 retries, also 60 seconds for the retry. I'm leaving that as it is because it's not going to do. This is the accepted codes. There are many different codes, and of course you can do more research about those codes online. All we are interested is the up and running, so 200 is what we want. 200 by 299. You can add a tag if you want to. If the list is empty, you can create new ones. Let me do this one, main site. You need to press enter. I've done a couple of mistakes here. As you can see, it actually goes. But if you put in the actual name and you put the which color you want, in this case it's going to be blue. And we see now I just had main site as a value, and it's there if just in case you use it again. On the right side, I'm going to get method as get. This is what we're going to use. The body has the value there. Nothing needs to be changed, and it's also a basic authorization just in case you want to log into a form. And as you can see, we just logged in. We added it successfully, and we got a up of 200, so everything looks fine. If I go back to and edit and I change the domain name, for example, to say I add an S at the end of channel, once I save, you will see that there is a problem. The site is down. Exactly. The site doesn't exist, so it will be down. As soon I go back, save again, we should have a 200 again. So up and running. You got the drift here. Of course, everything is logged, and as you can see, once I changed it, he also logged that it was not accessible. You can ping a server if you want to. You can ping an IP or a domain name. It's up to you, a host name. Again, I'm going to do main server VPS here, 001. Again, you can put any name as you really want. I'm going to choose the this is the Proxmox IP, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to remove the. I'm not sure if you can put HTTP there, but I think I'm going to remove it just in case. I'm just going to put the IP there. Again, the interval is up to you. I'm going to leave at 60 seconds. Tags, I can add it again. And this is where you actually add the value, not the one on the top. The one on the top is only exclusively if the tag is already there. You can choose the color, and I'm going to press add. And as you can see, we got a new tag. This is good when you want to search for tags, when you go many different monitors going, you go say 40, 50 or even hundreds of those. You want to search by tags as well if you want to. And as you can see, this one is also up and running. I don't know why this is still showing, even though now it's up and running, but again, I will do some research on that. Let's go and add a new monitor. And now we're going to show you something really nice. Not only you can actually monitor an IP or an HTTP address, but you also monitor if there is a specific keyword inside, for example, such a page that you're actually reading. Now let me show you. Let me log out from here, and what we're going to do, I'm going to copy and paste file browser, going back and paste it here as keyword. Now I'm going to, of course, copy the URL. I'm going to paste it, make sure the HTTPS is only once there, not twice. I'm going to remove the /. I don't know if that makes any differences, but again, I'm going to ignore the SSL because you can do that as well, see if the certificate is good or not. And later on, I'm going to show you as well about the SSL, something really good. It also show you the actual date, just in case it has expired. You can actually put password in there if I wanted to do with the passwords. No, I just had it, and as you can see, certificate expiry on the right side, 344 days there, and that is with the key check, as you can see there. Now we're going to change the keyword to something different. Let me copy first, just in case I copy. I'm going to say testing. I'm going to save it. Now we got a 200. That means everything looks good, but the keyword is not found. Of course, the keyword is different. There is only one keyword there, is file browser, and that is the reason why we get an error. Let me do again, file browser, and I'm going to save it. And now we should have everything working perfectly well. Let's go to the status page. I'm going to refresh her, and now you should have everything inside. By editing, you can actually add groups, you can add services, as I'm going to show you in a second. Again, you can switch to light theme, dark theme, is up to you. Don't forget to save at the end. So I'm adding the services. No, those are the 3 services. And I also can add a group if I want to. You can actually drag and drop all the services inside a group, as I'm going to do later on. About the MA, it always comes up capital A, Y, no idea why. But there is a problem. I don't know, maybe it's the keyboard that need to change anyway. I'm going to save it, and as you can see here, we got everything showing up pretty well with all the information. In the main group, we got no monitors, but then what we're going to do, we're going to move it up, and we going to remove the services. Now let's go back to key check. I'm going to edit, and again, I didn't put any tags here, but again, you can actually add more tags or different tags. Is up to you. This is the reason why it doesn't show up there. That's why I pressed on edit. Right, so clicking on Uptime Kuma logo, you can see all the quick stats here, all the information, the status, the time and date, and the messages. Now, if I click on the specific name, for example, I get all the information or the key check of that particular information there. You can actually clear the data, events, heartbeat, is up to you, whatever you want to do. It's very simple to use anyway, to be honest. And as I said earlier on, the certificate expiry date is something great. It tells you exactly not only the date, but how many days are left. Now, if I go to the security and I go to certificate, as you can see, the certificate dates are there and automatically matches the Kuma one. All right, so let's go and edit the status page. What I'm going to do, I'm going to drag and drop each services inside the main group. Again, you can actually add it as you want. Once it's been done, I'm going to, as I said, delete the services, and I'm going to save it. Make sure you save it. And this is what it looks like once it's been saved. Go to the dashboard again. Now let's go to notification and let's start creating notification. We got different type of hooks. We got webhooks, we got Telegram, we got Discord, you name it. Everything is inside here. We got Slack, Signal, Teams. So what I'm going to do, again, you can do even emails, but what I'm going to do now, I'm going to create a Discord one, so you can actually see it. A lot of people use this with the Discord, so this is what I'm going to do now. So you want a friendly name for the Discord. I'm going to remove 01. Now you need a webhook from URL from Discord, so I'm going to log the inside my Discord server, and I'm going to show you how to get it. Again, you can see there what you need to do. You want to go to server settings, integration, so on and so forth. So let's go to the server. We're going to do server settings. We're going to click on integration, and we're going to create a webhook. Once that's been done, I'm going to name it Uptime Kuma or just Kuma, whatever. And I'm going to copy the hook. You can change the avatar if you want to. That's up to you. I'm going to leave it as it is. Going to copy the webhook URL. Oh, by the way, you need to change the channel. Make sure you got the channel you want to put into it. I'm going to choose general, and I'm going to save. You can actually delete it as well if you want to, but I'm going to save the changes. Now I'm going to show you some of the keys, because at the end of the day, this is going to be deleted anyway, so you won't be able to see it. So I'm going to paste the webhook. This is quite secret, so make sure nobody actually see that. The bot display name, I'm going to say, well, actually I'm going to say that, so I'm going to say Kuma maybe, or Uptime Kuma, whatever. You can actually choose what you want. Here you can say the prefix. I'm going to put hello, whatever. I'm going to do default enable and apply to all existing monitors. So not just one. You can do on one, but you can actually do it if you want to for every single one of them. Now make sure the Discord webhook is okay and press save. You can actually test it if you wanted to, but I haven't done so. But again, I'm going to show you in a second how it works. Now this is the general tab for Discord. Let me detach this tab from the browser. There we go. We're going to put this one on the right side. Now let's go to key check or any other uptime, and I'm going to do exactly as I did before. I'm going to change some of the details. I'm going to save it. As you can see, everything is 100%. Once I save it, and as you can see, also on Discord, I'm going to get the information, the service name, the service URL, the time, and the type of error. And as you can see, everything works perfectly in sync. Now let's go back and let's have a look if also you get an uptime. And as you can see, it's an uptime as well. So you get both when it's down and when it's up. And everything works in sync and easy to set up, to be honest with you. So guys, thank you so much for joining me for this tutorial. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell icon so you get notified every time I make a new video. Don't forget that this channel will only survive if you help me by sharing and liking the videos. And I'll see you next time.